you saw the video I did on TikTok, this is my favorite brush set in the entire world. This is the Niki LaRose BK Beauty brush set. I didn't know that Nikki knew who I was, so she had more of her brushes sent to me, which just tickles me. So I said that I would talk, don't look at my nails. I said that I would talk about like why I love this brush set so much. But you don't need my favorite brushes. You need your own. So even though these are my favorite, they're mine for a specific reason. It could be entirely different to yours, and that ultimately could be ruining your makeup. So in this video today, I'm going to tell you why I love this brush set so much. And we're going to go through the 3 reasons why it's so important to make sure you are really finding your favorite things. If you're new here, hi, my name is Megan. I've been doing makeup for 15 years. 13 of them I worked for MAC. And fun fact, I loved brushes before I loved anything else. One of my first purchases was a 224 from MAC in 2008 from MAC Eaton Center. But I had walked in like a month before I actually made my first purchase just to ask what the price of the brush was or where their brush ranges were, and I was like 14 years old. So I genuinely love these, but not for like the typical reasons that you might think. I love them because they match exactly how I do makeup and how I want makeup to perform for me. So it works with my pressure, it works with the order that I put product in, it works with the formulas that I like. So most people take product recommendations and like run with them. Well, if she said it's the best, then it is the best and I'm gonna do it. But like I say, like I literally, this might be a yappy video, but I literally panic when I see someone with my exact routine, because the first thing that fires off in my head is, are they wearing that because it's actually what works for them and it's actually what they like, or are they just putting my face on theirs? Which is fine, but I'm like, I always think like there's something, the closer we get to perfecting and customizing something for you, like the better it's gonna be. So I don't ever read boxes, but I'll read this box to you. More consistent fiber, less breakage, that is huge. Superior pickup and payoff. I cannot stress, okay, here's an example. No, I'll get into this example later. So reason number 1, so sexy, is that brushes don't work and they don't become like the best brush or your favorite brush unless you know how you work. So the right tool, like the perfect or right tool is perfect when it matches your technique. Stunning. First of all, black on black, so good. I love these brushes. Oh, I love these brushes. One of the things that I hear constantly all of the time is the softness of a brush. Like, oh, this brush is so soft. That's not always a good thing. Something that's too soft might not pick up enough product. Something that's too fluffy might not deposit enough product. You can love the softness of something, but if you press the brush the wrong way, if the brush is the wrong size for the formula and your pressure, it's gonna lift the product off your face. You could also copy the exact order that somebody does their makeup in, but if the pressure is different, the formula is different, the brush is different, the result is not gonna be the same. Like that's how intricate makeup is. That's how intricate makeup is. And I don't know where I said this, but oh my God, I left out the best part of this. Okay, I'll get to that in a second. These brushes overwhelm me. I'm so excited. Oh, I said this somewhere. I don't know where. But yes, there are so many makeup brands, makeup products, ways of doing things. You yourself don't have to know all of them. You just have to know what works for you. So you need to have that like starting point so that you're asking the right questions for that specific thing that you're looking for, as opposed to like the all of makeup. You don't need to know every brush that exists. So for example, using a powdered foundation, you don't need to know every single brush that exists if you're only looking to get full coverage. Now you just narrowed down half your brushes, right? And then what's the best for the size of your face? Like that's kind of the thought process I'm trying to get on. But anyways, this card killed me. A little birdie told us that you don't wash your brushes often, but when you do, we got your back. Don't. So what I didn't realize is that they launched a new solid brush soap too, which I think is really cool because I actually really enjoyed the Beauty Blender one. Oh, that smells good. Oh, and there's a little pad inside, or it's like in the lid. That's really cool. It's in the lid. I would wet the brush, go like this, rinse the brush. That's why I would use that. Very excited, very excited. If you find that you watch makeup tutorials and you're like, I copied everything, and it still didn't turn out, and that person even looks like me, same skin tone, same hair color, same eye color, same everything, and I have the same exact products, same everything, and it still didn't work out, That's because you might have that same everything, but it won't blend the same unless you are literally using the exact same placement, pressure, thought process of like layering it, right? I'm thinking about eyeshadows, right? Like the way that I put like even my crease down. If you are not on the exact same angle, pressure that I'm doing, and the thought process of like why that color is going down at that time in the eyeshadow look, it's not going to look the same. So these are the like, almost like the subconscious, unconscious things that are happening when you're watching a makeup tutorial that are just not communicated because it's like naturally how you're processing doing makeup. Okay, so this one here, ooh, like I literally want these in their own beaker. So first of all, we love that like medieval font. Super lightweight, which I really enjoy. And so this is the N17. So this is like a double-sided powder brush. The reason I love this shape so much is the angle that I can use it on. So bronzer, contour, blush, and you could do one on either side. Anytime you see like a double-sided brush, just think about using it for two different things, which again, you don't need to visually see this to know that if you have a brush, you can use both sides of it. But this is one of my favorite shapes. MAC does one, the 127, that's a bit bigger than this. It's beautiful. I've even used it for Studio Fix Fluid. Love this shape of brush. I also am obsessed with the fact that they're like pre-dirty. Do you know what I'm saying? Like they have that little bit of color. I really like that, really enjoy it. I don't want to see a white haired brush, please. So this is the N15. I don't know if you can still buy the kit. I don't know if they're just sold individually. This is a beautiful powder brush. There's like a little bit more weight to this one. It's just the right amount, like, I cannot explain it to you. It's the perfect size for the amount that it is tapered. If it was pinched any more, it would be a little bit weird. If it was any longer, it would be too flimsy. Just the size, like the sizes of these are perfect. But I do, the way that I use this one is when I'm putting translucent powder on my face, I'll sweep it with this. I don't know if it's like a little bit wider now. Probably not, because this is just filled with concealer. So it's gonna make it like a little bit more tight. But this is, I think it's the small powder brush, N14, yeah. Petite Precision Multitasker. So you could really use this for a lot of different things. I use it for concealer under the eye, but you could do it for powder, you could do it for cream blush, you could do it for highlighter. This took over the angled one from BK Beauty that I like. Immaculate. Yeah, it's just like a little bit more pinched when it gets dirty. Your brush wardrobe should match your face, not mine or not the person that you're watching. So your face size, your bone structure, and your skin type all affects how a brush moves on the skin. So there's a bunch of different reasons why you would pick a style of brush over another, especially when I look at things like liquid foundation. There are so many ways to manipulate a liquid foundation dependent on brush. Brush size, brush pressure. As an example, like with people who have already defined cheekbones versus someone who doesn't, going in with precision on like an already defined cheekbone can sometimes look too harsh, where you actually need a little bit of a softer edge because the definition is already happening there. So even though both people might want defined cheeks, there's a different approach to each of them, where the person that needs to have it like sculpted in is going to need more precision. So those brushes are going to be different, even though ultimately the result that they both want at the end of the day is defined cheekbones. And the more you fine tune and tailor things to you, the better it is. And I use this like jeans. Would you rather buy a pair of jeans, or would you rather have a pair of jeans tailored to fit your body? So would you rather watch tutorials forever without getting your answer, or would you rather have makeup artists customize things for you? Before we go on to secret number 3 and talk a little bit more about brushes, if you are interested in learning about makeup a little bit more, I have my school community. It is free to join. The link is in the description. You'll join a community of people who just love makeup, and it's going to help you understand the why behind a lot of the makeup things that you hear. So don't miss out. Hit the link in my description to join, and I'll see you inside. So don't miss out. Hit the link in my description to join, and let's get back into secret number 3. Copying doesn't teach you anything. That's just it. You could copy something forever, just repeating it over and over and over again, but you still haven't learned it. It's kind of like when you watch a video and someone says something is their favorite. You never ask why they like it, because maybe you can't, like, again, you don't have access to the people that you're watching online. Is it the pressure? Is it how it picked product up? Is it the placement? Like, there's so many different reasons why that thing could be their favorite that you're necessarily aware of. An example I can talk about. So we all know that Sigma was the first brand to ever say that they were like duping MAC brushes, like from forever ago. Like forever ago, it was like a thing. And when I first went viral on TikTok, Sigma reached out to send me product, and they sent me so much stuff. I was hyped because I had only seen the internet hype up these Sigma brushes forever. When I tell you that I unfortunately was so incredibly disappointed by these brushes that I was like, what were people talking about all these years? Reason being, and I will use my, I think I still have it here. This is the E49 and this is the MAC 224. Pretty sure these were supposed to be dupes of each other. The Sigma hairs, right, are so, the brush is quite dense. The Sigma hairs are so smooth and like velvety that they don't pick up product. There's like no fiber here to pick up enough product. So for every dip I have to take into, like every dip into a shadow with this, I have to do like 3 to get this. Then I was over blending the area because again, the product's just not going down. And so I was like, that's enough for me. And I found it with like every single one of their brushes. The only one that I really like is the Powder Sculpt, the F44. I use that with Global Glow. It's held up fine. How a brush, I think I talked about this in another video. I don't have it near me, but how a brush maintains their shape over time is really important to me too. If you start to change shape on me after a few uses, I don't want it. This 224 is probably from like 2010. My first one from 2008, this part finally came off, so I just got rid of it. That's what I want from a brush. And nobody wants to hear this, but your brushes are your investment piece. Number 1, shop within your means, first of all. And it's okay if you cannot afford higher quality or more expensive things, even if it's what you're seeing everywhere. That is okay. Do not put yourself in debt. In makeup, your brushes and your tools are your investment piece. So would you rather pay $50 once or have to replace a sponge like, I don't know, 3 times a year for the rest of your life, right? So it's just where you guys see value. It was kind of like, I think MAC had disposable sponges at one point, and I don't know, they were like $10 for the pack. And some people want to do that instead of buying a brush. But I'm like, you're going to spend the same amount eventually on the brush and then still have to keep buying the sponges versus just using getting the brush. Okay, this one here is the N16. This is a beautiful combination. Okay, I'm going to tell you why I love this one. This is also really great for concealer too. It is a beautiful combination of width, how it's tapered, and then the amount of where the dense hairs stop and the thinner ones start. So it's going to be the way that this picks up product and disperses it on the skin. Amazing. So really good for concealer. I don't know. I really like the powder one. This is the N13. So this is like a tapered blending brush. Not super tapered, but just compared to the 224, it's like a little bit wider. Beautiful crease brush. Beautiful. Love it. Feels so good. No notes. No notes, perfect height, perfect everything. And I would say these are vegan fibers. Like synthetic has come a long way where they're not like as plasticky. So like even like synthetic fibers can be cut to match what natural hair was. I kind of got off the like, I don't care, I really don't care. I know people are like really upset about MAC changing their brushes over. I just don't care. Say it's because I'm Aquarius, okay? One of the other things that I want to point out as well, when you guys are like navigating online or trying to find like your favorite thing, is you don't know if the person you're watching, if they're using something in the wrong way. They've just figured out how to make it work for them. So if you copy something that's actually wrong, especially when it comes to like how a formula should be used or like the technique specific to a brush, like that's just where a lot of confusion starts to happen in your routines. This here, N12, this is like the most beautiful little smudger brush. It's like perfectly, like it's long enough that there's like enough wiggle to it, but I would be doing this for under here, maybe even just on the top lash line. Sizing is great. If this was any shorter lengthwise, I wouldn't have liked it as much. Again, it's the perfect length. The other thing too, you end up robbing yourself of the ability to learn a new skill. I think that investing in yourself and like getting better at existing You are not going to lose out by investing in yourself and learning a new skill. Doesn't matter what it is. I don't even care if you finish watching this video and you're like, you know what, I'm gonna take up cooking. Good for you. Proud of you. This is the N11. This is a wide angle. There's a big back of angled brushes. I love this. I love this for smudging out liner. This is great in the brow, cleaning up the lip. It's so perfectly wide. I hate angled brushes. I think they're hideous. 208, 266 angled brushes, I don't want them. Keep them away from me. I like a 212. But this is incredible. So I reach for my Niki LaRose brushes just as much as I reach for my favorite MAC brushes. I did say this is like my benchmark brand of kits. I'm a MAC brush girl until the day I die. They will always be my #1. And this comes in like hard too. BK Beauty brushes in general. One other thing that I want to say actually before I go is someone had said that they were skeptical of BK Beauty brushes because of how much they saw them online, because like every creator was using them, which is a totally valid like thing to think. I think that they're incredible. And one of my favorite things about just like the BK Beauty brushes in general is the sizes that they choose. Like they have all these really great like in-betweens. You see me use this. One of my favorite brushes for contour is super great. Do a lot of really great like mid-size to small brushes, and then lots of really cool like tapered style brushes. It kind of makes me feel like the really cool brushes that got discontinued from MAC like way back in the day, kind of like fills the gaps of those. Thank you so much for watching. I hope that you enjoyed this video. Let me know what your favorite brushes are, or if you have this Nikki La Rose set, what your favorite brush is. Thank you to BK Beauty and Niki La Rose for sending these my way. If you want to grab your makeup routine by the make sure that you join my free school community. The link is in my description. Follow me on TikTok and Instagram, all under the same name, @Miss Megan Robinson. Don't be late for school, and until then, I'll see you next time.